want to make an recording in progress. What would be the price of a large language model, like let's say ChatGPT or Claude from Anthropic, when you want to develop this on your own? Yeah.
I think with clouding now it's very cheap, like monthly you can just subscribe like our case.
No, no, not the subscription. You develop the large language model yourself.
Whole investment, how much does it cost?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
One of participants is asking GPT.
No, don't do this. Don't do this. I just want to have a guess.
Yes, just guess.
It is expensive. Big data centers. So for this, you need an infrastructure. You need a big data center.
Just give me the number.
I know, at least 1.5 trillion.
1.5 trillion. Okay, then we have really something good already. But it costs now 1 billion if you want to have actually the system. Just to have the model. Just to have the model, the large language model, the engine. Yeah. And you may of course imagine this is the way why we don't have that many models at the moment. Yeah. So working ones, there are 5. And you see, you need a lot of investment. The infrastructure, actually, you can rent already. This is also something very interesting. Yeah. So the processor power, and this is also one of the business models that in the AI industry is they prevent for AI developers. Yeah, the infrastructure. What also quite interesting is there are some already license-free models. Yeah? Of course, not that powerful like the flagship models, but they are already also quite good that you can license. So, which means you have the engine you can get already, let's say a good engine, not the Ferrari engine, but let's say a Volkswagen engine you can get already for free. Good. Next term, what is deep learning? Yeah, deep learning means that the systems work a little bit designed like your brain works. So there should be connection made. And the deep learning is that the models train themselves by pattern recognition. I think everybody of yours has already solved these puzzles when you have to identify yourself. Are you human? Is there? Please type where the elephant is in the picture. What you are doing actually with these puzzles is you are training an AI. Yeah? So do not know. This is one very interesting thing is that these puzzles are also aimed for AI training. The next thing what we have to come up is machine learning. Is that the machine self, it's with reinforcement mechanism, trains itself. Yeah? So if you give some rewards, this is wanted, this is not wanted. This is, by the way, also when you're using ChatGPT and ChatGPT, you generated an answer. And then ChatGPT asks you, which answer do you prefer? This is a very, very basic thing of machine learning. So he wants the human in the loop as a feedback. And the machine is afterwards then training itself. It's, this is something what is more preferred. All the thing is, what is this all about? It's all about statistics. Yeah? The models are just calculating based on statistics what is the very likely outcome of it. And for this reason, sometimes also hallucination can come up because statistic is not really fully perfect. The last thing is the artificial intelligence, which is actually the term that is overarching almost everything. But there's also already a term which is called AI washing. Yeah, that somebody said, "Oh, our AI-powered system." Okay, if somebody is using Excel, claiming that he is using AI. When he uses Microsoft Copilot, I would not say that, but this is some of the claims that some company doing at the very moment. These terms are mixed. These terms that every month there is coming some new term to it. Yeah? So, but these are the 4 terms that actually determine when you are dealing with AI. Let's look a little bit in the AI toolbox. Of course, I did not do everything there because the list would then over expensive. But we have an app ecosystem. You just see on the large language model, on top, there are apps that are specialized. Yeah? Because I'm to some extent, I'm building the apps on my own, but some apps I also just simply pay a license fee and have them. Yeah? So you see the so-called general assistants. Yeah? This is ChatGPT, this is Microsoft Copilot, this is Google Gemini, which is becoming very, very good in the recent days. Also Cloud Anthropic. Yeah. With Microsoft Copilot, I have to say, I just mentioned it, but one I have to say, it's the one that I'm using very little. Yeah. They just say, okay, it's Microsoft promised that this will be really a game changer, but to be honest, a game changer looks different, and also their licensing model actually I do not like at all. Then we have, let's say, one of the first AI systems I think everybody uses, yeah, is Grammarly, yeah, that improves your English writing skills dramatically. Yeah. So I do not know anybody that actually is not using a Grammarly in our consultancy business, because when you write in English, it just gives you a little bit. It sounds much better. The errors are corrected, and this is quite good. Just by Copy AI, mainly done for copywriters for blogs, and also for persons that answering mails on sales base. So this is for sales base, for marketer. This is Jasper and Copy AI. Meeting intelligence. Here I'm just also gave you three examples. This is Otter, and this is Fireflies, and DL and TV. So in this case, I'm using on a permanent base Fireflies, and this has some really decent advantage. When I use this in a multi-language environment, it also allowed me that I can record even, let's say, something which is partially in Russian and in English. Yeah? And then I get a summary in either the one or the other language, yeah? Which is quite handy, because what always kills my nerves is when I'm in a meeting, I want to concentrate, I want to talk with my partner, and I don't want to too much concentrate on taking notes. And this is what we have there. Some of these AIs even checking the sentiment, just say, okay, how is the atmosphere in the meeting? How is the engagement there? There are some parameters. You can watch it. Some people say, no, I don't want to have that. But for me, it's quite nice to see how, let's say, the flow in the meeting was going. Good. Let's look how the process runs, for example, in a customer service and engagement process. Yeah? You see, this is one of the applications where almost every company is now working on it. Yeah? These huge call centers, yeah, are more and more replaced by AI call centers. And in some cases, it was quite funny that people just asked, by the way, are you an AI or you are not an AI? And the AI answered, I'm just an assistant to human. So the AI didn't explicitly say that's an AI, but if you're using this in your company, if you're using this for your clients, yeah, then you really, really have to state this is an AI, because this is one of the critical moments on it. Also, quite funny is people are just saying they're getting more and more frustrated by AIs. When the AI is done bad, yeah, then the reputation is, let's say, easily spoiled of a company. So what you always have to have at the end, you have to have somebody, a human that can interfere. Otherwise, it will cause frustration to the customer. Okay, so what the first thing is normally is the AI shield. Yeah? So the AI shield is where the AI decides, should I give this to a human agent, or should I stay in my AI environment? This is the first question. Yeah? Some of the companies are doing this a little bit, let's say, too soft. And then you have this frustration that the AI cannot answer or gives stupid answers. One case also, which is quite funny if you hear that. So unfortunately, I was not in the benefactors of this mistake. The AI was one of the rules of the AI was said, okay, please answer to the maximum satisfaction of our clients. Yeah? So if there is a problem, please maximize the satisfaction. And there was also the AI learned that, okay, the more benefits you give to the customers, the happier the client is. And the maximum that the AI can offer, also the maximum that this company offered as, let's say, a compensation for a bad product was 5,000 euros. Yeah? And when the AI started and the first questions were coming in, and they said, oh, yes, would you be happy if I offer you 5,000 euros as a compensation? Of course, everybody agreed there were some minor damages, yeah, but the company pulled the trigger after the AI already has spent 100,000 euros on compensation on it. Yeah, so this is quite funny when you hear that, but this is actually when the AI is not properly trained. Yeah? So the rollout was just before. What you see here, and this was the first case that I support automatization. This is just where we just say, okay, to which person or let's say to which very specialized department the support question is coming to. Yeah. So this is also we see here we have Zendesk, we have Freshdesk. These are applications that are used for this one. Then we have the conversational agents. The conversational agents are more or less designed to assist companies or assist also individuals if you have, let's say, a question how to do something. And this is where I get where Microsoft Copilot wanted to make a difference and said, you can ask everything, yeah, but when I'm asked, for example, a Cloud on it, they give me already a solution for Excel when I ask with a problem. Where Microsoft Copilot just said, this is the way how I can do it. In some internet forums, this is called already Clippy 2.1. Maybe some of you can recall Clippy, that was a support agent of Microsoft 30 years ago and was killing everybody's nerves. Yeah? So, which means if not done very properly, you also get here some problems. What you have there, the conversational agents are there they are used for solving some minor problems. Some of them really come up already with a prompt, or some really come up already, let's say, with an Excel macro or Excel formula to do it. Good. What we see here is, I told you already, the Microsoft product is there. There is Intercom Fin, there is ADAP, there is Tidio. These are these conversational agents that you have to also, of course, set up for your very specific needs in your company, but they are pretty good. Yeah? This replaces what we had in previous times, the frequently asked question sections, with a more interactive approach. If, for example, you are setting up then also a person that is interacting, in some cases, I really have to say, you cannot distinguish if this person is real or the person is an AI. For this reason, always say you're talking to, for example, to an AI. Good. The search and CRM insights. This is a very interesting model to optimize your sales pipeline. The beginning of this was when everybody of you knows Netflix. Yeah? When you're using Netflix and you're going to the starting screen, everybody has a different starting screen. Why everybody has a different starting screen? Depending on your history that you have already, what you have seen, the AI is able to predict what will be the next, what you are doing. You also see this on Amazon, where I just see it. By the way, 78% of the customers that have bought this and that book also would actually prefer this and that book. Should we add this to your purchase? This is just there to optimize the sales that you can have there. This is Salesforce. Einstein is one of the most used one, and Aigolia. To be honest, I just tested it briefly, but this is one, what I should say. You can also use, in this case, custom built versions, but I mainly recommend to stay with something that has already some interface, that has already some models, and also can integrate it in your CRM system. Oh, there's, I hope you have, you can still hear me. I think somebody's drilling in the background. But this is already built in. The problem of this system is you have to integrate your AI in your overall IT environment. And this is where a lot of companies fail. Yeah? It's an island solution that actually is not interacting with the other ecosystem of your company or of your clients. And this is what you really, really have to consider before start. Otherwise, you have a very fragmented environment, and this is then more work to maintain that it actually helps you. Good. When we have the operations and back office tools, yeah, I will just go there. This is when you are in manufacturing. There is also robotic, the RPA. This is one of the things that is already very much in progress, yeah, but it's not that hurt that much. Because a little of you, I think, also with me, are in production, and in production is something where you need some automation. Yeah? This is when you have some automations, let's say easy one, you want to say, please, if somebody is flagged in my inbox as important, yeah, make a task out of it, and the task, and monitor if the task is done within 3 days. Then this would be, for example, Microsoft Power Automate. Also, automation anywhere from Adobe is also something what you can do. If we are going to advanced analytics, there are two AIs that I use. Power BI, a Microsoft product, actually quite good. Yeah. And Tableau. This is where you can just say, okay, with some predefined systems, you can analyze data very well. Yeah. So you can also make, okay, and said, listen, I want to have on this and that specific insights. Then these two of them are relatively good. Yeah? So as when you are in statistics, you will not see something, let's say, exciting new on this one. The only advantage is that when like me, I was using SPSS, I think from version 5 or something when I was a student, but there were all things that had to be done manual. And with Power BI and Tableau, you can define processes relatively well, and then you have an automated workflow. Predictive models is to say, okay, what are the likelihood of a customer doing some things, or also fraud detection models. These are for banks, yeah, very important. Is where just can say, okay, what is the likelihood that this, and there is. Yeah. Interesting thing is when you have an American Express card, American Express is using fraud detection models already for a longer time, and they are really good on that. Yeah? So I was buying a subscription just recently, and this company, I would just say, is a little bit, let's say, dodgy. Yeah? And immediately after I just said, okay, I wanted to have a very small subscription, they added 5 other subscription and blocked already the amount on my Amex card. Yeah? American Express immediately considered this. Oh, if this is the case, that immediately after this one, very likely that could be a fraud, and immediately sent me a message. So highly appreciated. This is how the things work. Also, for example, if somebody is applying for a loan, yeah, and the data look a little bit, let's say, fishy, this is also where these prediction models are coming in. Good. For creative marketing and design, this is when you are in the advertising industry. this has changed your workflow dramatically. Yeah? So, of course, one of the first one was Mid-Journey, but relatively complicated actually to use. And there is also DALI, Adobe Firefly, and Stable Diffusion. And also one thing which is not on this presentation, just make it on your note and try it out, is Leonardo. Leonardo is not a generic model, but you can, for example, use different other models on one platform. This is also a tendency now. Yeah. But you see that you are not buying a subscription for one model alone. You're buying a subscription to a platform, and with the credits that you have on this platform, you can use then the different AIs that are there. Okay. What is AI doing here? AI is generating, starting from design prototypes, starting from pictures that you actually can use, even to movies. You can do almost everything with them. Also presentations. Yeah, this presentation is actually the design. I just said, okay, I uploaded it and just say, please make me the design more appealing, or let's say more fashionable. And actually, I'm quite happy. The content's still coming from me, but the design is coming already from an AI. What you also see, and this also changed the workflow, how graphic designer or designers generally work. Yeah. So a friend of mine, who is the owner of an advertising agency, who had 25 graphic designers employed, yeah, is now working with three and has the same throughput. Yeah. And he said the quality even increased on this one. Yeah. So he reduced the costs. Yeah. But on the other hand, he increased already the quality also. Yeah. Some of you may say, okay, what happens with the graphic designer that are now were fired? They have to specialize in another field. We also cannot guarantee that the profession that we are following will be still valid, or let's say the knowledge that we have will be still valid in 1, 2, or 3 years. Yeah. And with AI, what I see is always one of my saying is there last week is not this week. Yeah? So you always have to check what is the tendency there. Then the main task of a person in the AI age will not be that he will do all the tasks. He will just say, okay, what I can do. And you always have to be a little bit in, let's say, ahead compared to your competition. But I'm not very pessimistic when it comes that it will ruin some complete industries. No, it gives you just advanced options. Just a last example on this one is when you look on accounting. Yeah? In the 50s and the 60s of the last century, the biggest departments in companies were the accounting departments. Nowadays, they are relatively small because computers can do already a lot of them. So this everything which is routine work is already done there. So I would just say it will not kill the workforce. It will just say the workforce will look a little bit different, and also the skill set will look a little bit different. Good. Let's look a little bit what you can do to be successful in the AI sphere. The most important is that you always have, when you're doing prompting, and there's no question if it's ChatGPT, if it's Claude, if it's Grok, or it's if DeepMind, yeah, you always have to follow a logic base when you are prompting something. Because some people say, now listen, I do not get the answer that I want. Listen, there's too many hallucination. Listen, I'm not really convinced. I can do this much better. Then the question is always, when you put shit in, you get also shit out. Yeah? And for this reason, I just give you a small skeleton, what you can do. First of all, you have to tell each model what it actually has to do. Yeah. So tells, okay, I have uploaded to you, for example, this, and that report. Use this, please, as a sole reference and make me a summary. then it's very clear. Because some people just said, I have a hallucination because the report that I sent up was already, this was not in the report. No, you have to put in the guardrails already in the beginning what it has to be done immediately and where are the limitations. So then, for example, now you have uploaded some information and you want to enrich it. Yeah. So that's then you can add, okay, this is in the context. Let's say I'm a consultant. I have to prepare a report for my client. Yeah. For this reason, please use the uploaded material and use from the internet, let's say data from the World Trade Organization and something else. And please make also a check against some publicly available databases so that you don't have hallucination. This is where you give the context and the background info. Then the first thing is a form. You say already, this is how I want to have my output. You can just say, please give me a 2-page summary of the information. Yeah, and also please do me the favor that you check the sources and also give the sources as a list at the end of the document or quote them directly. Yeah? So this allows you that you have already a very well structured document, and you also prevent hallucination, because please say, give me the document. Yeah, not a guarantee, because there were this scandal with Ernst and Young, where the AI invented a university professor, and invented even the publication of the university professor. Yeah? So for this reason, I always recommend put there, please, no hallucination, please, no inventions. This is something what you have to do in the guardrails first. But the output structure also says what you actually can get out. One of the things what we have done just recently was, I think everybody is aware what the business model canvas is. Yeah? And we developed a small prompt that should help us to develop business model canvas. Yeah? So which means we uploaded some information. This information then was transformed into the canvas. Instead of copy pasting, the AI did it already for us. What to avoid? Yeah, is we need some guardrails and limitation. This is what I really, really recommend to do. You just say, okay, I don't want to have something extensive, so limit in page. Then you just said, okay, please exclude this and this and this sources, so that you actually really get the information that you want. And the last thing, and this is the human in the loop, yeah, quality check. In the case you simply trust an AI without checking, we had already several encounters where we simply got the wrong information. So, which means that it was the system was not quite clear how to process it. So he took the statistically most suitable way to do it, but unfortunately it was wrong. So please always check the quality that is provided. Please always check that the sources that you have there are really valid, and then it will become really, really a nice tool. Also, what you see in the site, the human in the loop protocol is, so it's just is you have first of all the interaction, and then you just check, is there something that looks a little bit awkward? This is if something looks too good to be true, it's normally not true. So then just check it. What I always recommend is some red triggers. If the recommendation is always the company has, on a consultancy report, the company has the brightest future ever. And let's look on it. If I look on the balance sheet, it doesn't look that good. But the AI is generally, most of the language model are generally biased to be very positive. You also will see this. They are extremely polite. They never directly aggressive. It's a brilliant idea. You are such a smart idea. Oh, this is so good. Do you want me to proceed on that? No, this is where you have to check, and also you can change in the prompt and say, please give me an honest answer. Yeah? Please go critically to these things. Yeah? This is what you also can show. And this is one of the things what I really recommend you, the red flag. Yeah. This is when the red flags are coming up. Just go then to the whole report and don't believe fully what you are getting. Yeah? And the manual override is, in this case, stop it, just go through it. Also check sometimes the prompt. Yeah? In some cases, a prompt where a program where I worked with Olga, yeah? I developed a prompt that had already 80 pages. Yeah? So the problem on... Sorry?
It's genius.
No, actually, the prompt was getting worse every time I was doing it, because I wanted to add something, I wanted to add something, I wanted to add something, but the problem was in this prompt were already contradiction. Yeah, so which means at the end I just said I scrapped the work of 2 or 3 days. Yeah. Just for the simple reason because I said I was completely on the wrong track. Yeah? And this is where you have to be extremely carefully with data and overrides. Sometimes you really have to check it and say it is not what I want. Yeah? And when you improve the prompts all the time, it could be what I say in German, we have the word verschlimmbessern, which means you improve something to make it worse. Yeah? Sometimes you have to reset it, you have to acknowledge that you're in the wrong direction, but anyhow, when you're then in the production, it works relatively well. Good. What some things I really, 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 really want to remember you. If there's something when you're going out of this seminar, if there is something what you take home, please, then these 3 things what you should be in every prompt. First of all, never ever do the things is, may I access your Google Drive? No, don't do it. Don't give the access to your whole ecosystem, because once it's in the system, it is in the system. Yeah? Once the large language model has learned from your data, you cannot remove it because this is woven in the structure. So never ever put in access to your whole mailbox. Never ever put in sensitive customer data. Let's say a list of credit cards. Yeah? It sounds obvious that you are not doing that, but it's there was quite a big scandal where suddenly a company uploaded the credit card payments of his clients just to analyze which are the best credit card used. I really have to say this is already advanced stupidity, but shit can happen. Yeah. Also, internal company secrets, don't put it out. Make it anonymous, never put in source code. So just see there, one thing is, once you have uploaded, it's there. Yeah. So it's the same thing, just you said, don't post, let's say, your credit card's number on a poster in your window in your office. It's the same thing what you're doing here. Don't do that. Also, this is at the prompt, always at the beginning, guardrails. Yeah? Tell the AI what the AI is allowed to do. And one of the things that we always do in all prompts is, please, no fact guessing. This is the guardrails. Yeah? Just say strict. You are allowed to use this document, this document, this document, this document. Yeah? In this case, you always can make abbreviations. Yeah? Just say, okay, you can use the assessment document, you can use the planning document, you can use a questionnaire for a company only using this. And also, don't learn out of it, always delete it. So when you are processing it, because what we had once with a company was that the output mixed companies that we had previously there, yeah, and the companies were then mixed. So we had a company that is actually metal processing with fruit juice production. Yeah. So in this case, be always careful that you have a reset after it, and this you have to define in the guardrails at the very, very beginning. And also, what you always should be, not automatically make consequences that can hurt somebody. Yeah. So somebody was talking, can I make an AI that actually fires somebody on a misbehave? Yeah? No, of course you can do that, but this is actually even forbidden by the EU AI Act. Yeah? This is considered as a forbidden automatization. Yeah? That you always should have on these actions the human in the loop. Yeah? Please be there very, very careful, because this can cause even some legal consequences for the company as such. What?
We have a question on previous slides. Could we?
Yeah, go back. Yeah. This one here.
No, the one about what we need to avoid. Can you hear me? I don't know if it's here.
I can hear relatively bad. Olga, can you repeat the question? Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I have a question about this, what we need to avoid.
Yeah.
Yes. So maybe you can give us some recommendation how we can control this no fact guessing, like how we can control somehow that the AI doesn't hallucinate or.
This is actually relatively easy. Yeah. When you do the prompt, in the prompt, just write the following thing. Yeah. Only use facts that I have provided to you. This is the first one. If you loaded documents up on yourself. Yeah. The second thing is only use credible official sources. It would be even best if you have the sources. Yeah. For example, when it comes to export database, please only use data of WTO. Yeah. And when you come to journals, give just a list of newspapers, journals that the AI is allowed to use. In case you don't have them, ask the AI what are credible journals. Yeah? You can also ask that and then just, okay, in this case, only use this. Then you have no fact guessing. Yeah? And always say, and please do not invent something. Yeah, this is also what you just said. For this prompt, always write there, no fact invention, no hallucination. Then you are pretty much safe. Still, you have to check it. Yeah, but I would just say in 99% of all cases, this worked brilliant in my cases. Yeah.
Okay, I see. So if I use it as Google, I just tell him, like, tell it, don't make up, use credible sources, and then I can trust the sources and I don't need to do additional fact checking.
Yes, just always say, use this. You are only allowed to use the sources that I have provided to you. This is on the safest side what you can do.
Okay, thank you.
Show me the sources. Show me. Absolutely. And you can click the link and yes, because he generates false links.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what we have to be extremely careful.
Question, because I know it generates, like, it provides the information with the link and then it's not.
Yes.
And I also would like to interfere with the last one, no automated punitive actions. Actually, I had, okay, it was the EIB headquarters, European Investment Bank, and it was a meeting on projects on Ukraine. And it was a meeting for technical expert companies and firms, and I also was invited as a member of Management Consulting Association to participate. But what AI and what is a connection? The person from EIB just announced, I have developed a prompt how to evaluate your big projects which you do for Ukraine and other countries. And everybody, because there were, of course, GFA top management, GOPA top management, other big firms, and they said, wow. And now he said, unfortunately, European AI Act doesn't allow it. I mean, it's forbidden, but I do have a prompt, and it's relatively good, because when I do it manually and with prompt, it's almost, deviation is only several percent. So it was impressive. I mean, it really could be done. And he said, I did it with ChatGPT. So Just sorry for intervention, but
Yeah. Just
I was
please,
impressed.
If any of you also have like a question during the presentation, maybe
Max, would it
more
be okay if they ask you not
Of
after?
course, just go ahead, no problem at all.
Great. Thank you so much. Vielen Dank. Thank you. We have some more.
If you have a question right now, we can ask because there is some kind of pause now.
Okay, yeah.
If not, we continue.
Max,
If not, we
proceed,
continue.
please.
And then
One thing then I will be relatively quick. Yeah. This is, for example, for marketing and creative innovation. Yeah. It helps you, just to say, it just helps you to increase the speed. So you just come up with an idea and it just said, give me some ideas about this and that. Then give me an evaluation grade. So what you can do here is that you simply can be a little bit faster, and you see this in the acceleration process. This is the traditional way how I can do it. It's in blue, yeah. And with the AI speed is because you can generate things much more quicker. And the interesting thing is not that you actually come here faster, you can do the testing. And this makes it quite interesting. So you have a use case that you can say, okay, let's run it now on this data set. Let's run it now on this data set. So actually the idea that you are delivering is already much more developed than you do it, let's say, handcrafted. Yeah? I'm coming still from a time where we had no even internet. Yeah? So which means it took us quite a long time always come to the deployment of a new product or the deployment of some new idea. And what with AI, with internet, it became already very quick. But what the real advantage here is that you can do the testing of something. Good. What I also say, it's some concepts here. I will be relatively quick so that we have still some questions already. I see time is running. Consider it what is the idea behind? Is it a drafting machine or is it the truth machine? Yeah. So the drafting machine is where you're just generating the ideas. Yeah? So this is what actually an LLM is doing. Yeah? It's just generating you new content that looks very good, very comprehensive. Yeah? But sometimes you just see it's scratching only on the surface. What you then have to do, this is when you got the idea, you do then the checks. Yeah? And what I'm using here are different AIs. Yeah? For example, when you use notebook LLM, this would be more the truth machine, because then you can say, okay, only use these sources, or verify these documents against some sources that I have. So then you get exactly this information that you want to have. Here, limitation on that one is you need to use different AIs. And this is what notebook LLM in this case is. You can really just say, okay, and now check it. This is as in academia will now be used very often. This is with the citation. The citations are really good. Yeah. So in some AIs already can also go into the papers and can just say, okay, is this paper actually really factual necessary for the work that you have to done? Yeah. This is the two things that comes: the drafting machine or the truth machine. What you also have to be careful is the EU AI Act. So it will be, if you are a session country, sooner or later, you will have to implement the EU AI Act. A friend of mine from US said, listen, you don't have even one functioning large language model, but you're regulating it. Anyhow, you have to be in compliance. There are some risk systems, what is allowed, what you have to do, and what you are not allowed to do. This is what you always have to, but this is, let's say, a one-day seminar on its own. But you have to, of course, not validate the GDPR limits, the privacy limits, This is what is in the AI Act with some additional responsibility. And also what you have to be really careful that your AI is not actually biased. Yeah. So, but every human is biased. For me, it's very complicated to make an AI that is actually not biased. Good. One is also the risk what we have there. I told you already the AI washing. This is the AI powered tools which are actually not really AIs. Somebody says I'm using Excel, I'm AI powered. No, it isn't. Yeah. One thing is also very careful what you upload and what are the default settings. Because this will train the future model. For example, you had with Facebook just last summer that you can now say this data will not be used in the AI, otherwise we cannot delete it anymore. One thing you always have to have in mind, as soon as you upload it, it's there. It will be woven in the system. And this is how the system works, the neural network. Yeah? So they are just vectoring it. You cannot delete it anymore. Yeah? If it's in, you cannot get it out anymore. And of course, what I really, really recommend, don't put in sensitive data. For example, what this happened in Austria, I cannot disclose who did it, but there was a hospital that was uploading patients' data for some analytics, and they did not anonymize it. So this means the real names of this person were actually in the AI. Yeah? So very stupid. Yeah. But this happens. Be always careful about your data traces, about what you really want to only have to yourself. Yeah. So just always tell it that way. If you don't want to have a T-shirt with this information, just see that. Don't put it in the internet. Because if the internet is the same thing if you wear a T-shirt where this information is on it. Yeah. So if you're not sure, if you want somebody else to know this data, don't put it in there. Good. The EU framework, just to be very, very short, yeah, there are actually some risk levels. Yeah, there is a force risk level as well, but this is what is prohibited. You are not allowed to do social scoring, like, for example, if you belong to a minority, then you have a certain risk. This certain risk will not get you a loan. Yeah, this is not allowed. Yeah. Then you have the high risk one where you have to have the human in the loop. This is, for example, hiring decision. This is also when you're in academia, graduation of works, also in school, graduation of works. You can use the AI as assistance, but it never can be the final one. And the limited one is, for example, when you have a chatbot that recommends what you should cook today. Yeah. So these are the limited risk. This is, of course, the borders between these ones are relatively, let's say, liquid and fluid. Yeah? But in the case you say, okay, I'm not sure if I can do it, then don't do it. Good. The AI governance, what you have to do as the management is you always have to know what you have in the company deployed, because some companies even do not know what they are deploying. Yeah, this is, and especially the bigger the company gets, everybody brings his own AI on it. Even if somebody says, oh, it's forbidden to use that into the system, careful about it. Our internet connection is getting unstable. Yeah. Establishing clear business owners. So if you introduce an AI in your organization, just say, okay, Mr. X or Mrs. Y is responsible for that AI. This AI, she has to check if there are updates. She has to check what the AI is doing and also about the deployment. And also one of the services that are now already provided, if you are too small to do it, just get a company that checks you the inventory, what you have there, if there are updates and if there are security risks. With the prompt workflow, I already told you in advance. Sorry, I'm speeding up a little bit. Anyhow, you get the presentation. Just a little bit about the next horizon, what we have today. Today we have these copilots, chatbots, yeah, which are already very much deployed on every website I have seen. The next step, which is already progressing, are the AI agent that will have completely workflows. Yeah? So, for example, in the morning, it will check your email, make a triage, just tells you which emails should to be answered, drafts you even some answers in advance. Yeah? So these AI agent, a very simple one. And the next thing will be AI clones, which is actually on something what we are working. It was just a stupid idea, but we are working on it. It's, when you have, I hope you will not say, okay, the stupid Zoom meeting with Maximilian. When you want to participate in a Zoom meeting, but you are in 3 Zoom meetings at the same times, you can send in one Zoom meeting a clone of yourself, yeah, that actually has some limitations, what he can say and what he can decide. Yeah? So, which means with the AI clones, you can have 3 versions of yourself.
Wow.
Yeah? That actually can participate in different meetings and then give you a summary. Yeah? Actually, there are some softwares that can do already such a perfect clone. They cannot even see the difference anymore if it is the AI clone or is it you in person. So, for example, if you are participating in a Chinese conference, there's a software where you can make an AI clone of yourself that speaks in a perfectly Chinese dialect, yeah, even the dialect you can choose again. But this is already working at the very moment, but the deployment is not yet very clear. Good. That was actually that was it. I have only overdrawn 5 minutes, which is very good for me. Any questions? Let me now know.
Can I? Thank you very much for interesting presentation. So
I can come close.
We don't have mic.
thank you, Maximilian. It's very interesting presentation. I have just one question, more practical. Like now, for example, if we are representing traditional SME, what would
Yeah.
be your encouraging message to turn this to digital? Or what are the key free processes we should start to use AI? Like
Yeah,
where to start?
love it.
Thank
Love
you.
it. One of the thing is, first of all, it makes sense when the company knows the processes themselves. Yeah? So Olga can tell you, companies that have already, let's say, a quality assurance system in place like ISO, they are much better prepared than one that don't have ISO. Yeah? So, which means, first of all, identify the processes. No matter if it's AI or not, identify the core delivery processes of the companies. Yeah? And then when you have them, you just say, okay, which of the processes we can automate. Yeah. So this is then you have to decide. This is the next step. Yeah. When you have selected the processes, in the next step, you just okay, and this would be the first step when the company has not used it. Use the ITs from the shelf. Let's say you want to have you figured out there's a lot of meetings were held. Yeah? These meetings, the minutes are not very structured. The meetings in this were always messy. Yeah? Then you identify and said, okay, this is one of the crucial things we want to automate. Yeah? Then you look make an inventory, what AIs from the shelf you can buy and then deploy. Yeah? In another step is when you're already more advanced and this is already there, then you have to develop an AI on your own. But this is already the next step. Traditional AI environment, identify the processes without AI. Yeah? Then just look which processes you can assist you on AI, identify the AI, roll it out and train it. This will be, by the way, a service. I think a lot of you are in the consultancy business, yeah? Which will be very, very much in demand for the next 10 years, if you ask me.
Thank you.
Last question. We still have some minutes.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies, I hope you liked it. Yeah? Of course, 1 hour is relatively, let's say, um, it can scratch on the surface on this one. Yeah. So I wanted to give you a little bit what is in the market, what are the processes, a little bit about the AI Act. More in deep. Actually, it would be a 1 week training with also some case studies. Then you have it already. But from my perspective, in the consultancy industry, this will be one of the services that are required in the next 10 years. I would just much more. But one thing is what I also really have to say: this week is not next week. So you have to be always on the move. Thank you very much. Olga, some last things?
Thank you so much, Maximilian. Really appreciate your time and your presentation, and yeah, looking forward for
You
our
can
next.
also ask already Olga what you can do with AI, because we did a lot of things with AI, yeah, already, and she can tell you already what also when shit hits the fan. To be honest, yeah, so what were the mistakes? Yeah, there were a lot of mistakes also we did, but this is a learning process. Ladies,
Yeah.
enjoy the training. I know with Olga you're in very good hands. Yeah? And I hope to meet one of you in person, either in Moldova, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Ukraine, you name it. Enjoy the day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Good. So.
Thank you very much. Hi, by the way, it
Welcome.
was really interesting.
I hear from your name, you are from Baku, right?
Yes, Azerbaijan, Baku.
Yeah, I just thought so, yeah. By the way, I also worked with your Ministry of Digitalization on a knowledge management system 3 years ago for Asian Development Bank. So, like Baku
Ah,
very much. Bye.
oh, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Good. Yeah. Good. Good. Well, so did you like it? Good. So we are going further. I just stop recording, just not to overload my. Yeah, good.